Welcome to Filaments and Freeways. My name's David. I'm an Australian line haul truck driver. Currently in Melbourne, about 3,000 kilometres from home. Just basically, it's going to be about 3D printing, my design processes, some of the challenges I face with it, and just how I balance design and travelling on the road and living a life. If any of that interests you, come along for the ride and we'll join my adventures. I've retreated back into the truck. It's a bit too warm to be outside. It's 38 degrees currently, which is 100 Fahrenheit. So I'm going to do this in the air conditioning in the truck instead. I'm going to go over an M107 artillery shell I designed. The idea came from my son wanted a model of something military, and this is one of the things I came up with for him. So to start with, I'll jump into Fusion. And from here, I just tracked down an image on the internet, just one that had some general dimensions of the shell that I wanted to model. And from that, I went ahead and created a sketch over the top with the general features that I needed to duplicate. From there, I basically just revolved the selected features to create a basic body, and then using a series of sketches for my text, just created the text, embossed that back onto the shell to create an indent in the shell of 0.01 millimeter, just to give me an edge to color to in Bamboo Studio to make it a bit easier on myself than adding the color later. The decision was made just to break it up using threaded sections, just to bring it down to fit on the build plates and also to make the assembly a bit easier on myself. So I ended up with the model. This isn't going to be a how-to Fusion tutorial. I'm not that adept at it. I'm just going by things I've picked up, and my processes are probably wrong and different to everybody else's, but it works for me, so I'm sticking with it. Now, once I had the shell modeled and the sections that I needed all pretty much sorted out, I did a couple of test prints just to make sure the threads were going to work. Then basically, once I was satisfied it was all going to work, I did a final export into Bamboo Studio. Once I had it exported into Bamboo Studio, I went ahead and coloured the sections, mostly just using the paint bucket tool because I had my edges I could work to. I'd created my emboss, my text. So I just coloured the bodies green and then infilled the yellow sections. And also, because the other sections were created as objects, I could model them as individual parts. So I could colour them as entire pieces. So I'd get my silver for my fuse, my copper colour, rose gold colour for the lower band, and the rest of it was just the basic dark green. Once that was done, I just sliced the plates just to double check that everything was going to print fine with no errors. One thing I don't like to use supports, so if I can avoid them in my design, I will. So these overhangs were created, basically eliminated, by using a 45-degree chamfer. So I didn't need any supports with any of this. The only thing I needed support for was for the fuse. Just I needed the brim for that, just to support it while it was printing. After it was printed, just double checked the assembly, made sure it was all working again. Everything came back together how I hoped it would. The only thing I had, the text was misaligned on the two sections, just with my tolerance in the threads. So I then created these two little rings just to align it. Basically, they're 0.4 millimeter, which was all I needed to stop the threads screwing down by, and that was enough to align the text on both sections. They were printed. Once that was all done and it was all assembled, I was happy with it. I then took some photos, exported the 3MF file fully coloured, uploaded it all to MakeWorld. So it's there for the whole world to play with and download. If you took any value out of that, or interested, or it was just a good laugh at my incompetence, then yeah, join me again next time. I'll try and go through more models, keep people updated with what I'm doing on the road. If there's anything of interest you'd like to see, let me know. I'll see what I can manage. Yeah, after all that, just everyone just stay safe. We might be on the road somewhere, and see you next time.